Welcome to the FAQ video. These are frequently asked questions about the 10-day growth hacking challenge. Much of it is probably already on your mind. If you haven't seen some of the previous videos, which is what the challenge is about, or the benefits behind the challenge, or how the challenge works, I encourage you at this time to go take a look at those videos. They may answer some of these things if you haven't been there already. As we get kick-started, probably the number one question that I get asked is, how long is this going to take? Here's the secret behind it. The brilliant thing behind this is we work in real time. The same exact amount of time that you would have been investing trying to crack some of these growth problems, you will be doing the exact same amount of time that you had originally invested. The only difference is you're part of the challenge and you've got an army of resources and tools, including myself, to help you solve those problems. However, though, beyond that, you should anticipate investing 30 minutes a day within those 10 days. You most likely won't even hit that because there'll be days where you're just doing your regular day-to-day execution, which we'll be helping you with, and then there'll be the time that we do for the episodes. Ultimately, in the time during the challenge, people do ask me, do they get access to me? And the answer is yes, you do get access to me by phone, WhatsApp, or email. I do encourage that contenders take full advantage of these 10 days because you only get those 10 days because the next most frequent question is, can I do the challenge again? A brilliant question because it goes to show what the challenge can do for people and we want to do it again. Unfortunately, the rule is you can only do the challenge once. So if you're coming into the challenge, you need to use this to the best of your ability because you can only do it one time only. The challenge, next question is, what does this challenge cost anything? And yes, there is a nominal fee that is applied that does change, and you can click with the links below to find out what that is, but you have no cost beyond that. For the remaining of what the challenge is worth, as of today, the challenge is worth $10,000 and will be increasing because of other things that are being added to the challenge. That is not paid by the contender. This is paid by sponsors. Sponsors pay to get access to these contenders and the information is made available. None of it is the confidential information, of course, but information that anyone can see by watching the episodes. You will not have to pay for any of that. It's just a nominal fee. Next question is, can I get my team involved? This is a bit tricky. It is a very good idea to get your team involved, but what happens sometimes is it gets a little bit tricky with coordination and administration. What I always recommend is that the CEO or the founder of the organization should be the individual always leading growth. Ultimately, nobody cares about growth for your business more than you. So you should be the person taking the challenge. Now, if you have a key individual you'd like to bring into the challenge, you can do that. If you'd like to bring your whole team, you can do that as well. But I highly encourage that you keep it highly refined. One of the advantages that we teach people is that it's really important to build a growth culture inside your organization. One of the ways to do it is using this challenge. You do it by getting the book and distributing copies of the book to different people in your organization. And after you're done the challenge, you can build on the growth hacks within the challenge and teach them how to actually do this by even watching your videos and tons of other training programs that we provide on how to use the growth thinking methodology and get them to do it. The goal behind developing a growth culture, just for background for you, is ultimately one major measure. The measure is when individuals who work for you come through the doors every single day, we want them thinking how to grow your business, not when is my salary coming in. We see this in large organizations and even small organizations. Next question is, are the things that we discuss secret or confidential? Anything that is discussed in private is kept confidential. Anything that you put on video is out in the public. What we recommend and highly recommend is sensitizing information. You can do that by simply, and I'll give you an example. We had a contender that landed a deal with Starbucks. They didn't want to make that public information, so they classified it as closing a deal with a major international retail brand. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to disclose specific details. In fact, we recommend do not disclose specific information about customers, suppliers, partners, funding agents, or funds that have put money or resources behind you. That information is not crucial for the public to know. What you do with that is, and that's what this is all about. Will you get a copy of the book? Part of the process is for you to buy the book, get it there and use it. It's not a prerequisite where you cannot do the challenge without it, but we recommend it because it becomes the tool that you use learning the challenge and moving forward with it. In fact, the challenge is the gamification process of the book itself. So having the source itself is even better for you. We highly recommend that you do that. Who will be watching the challenge? We have a few different groups of people who actually watch the challenge. Number one are other entrepreneurs, investors, and what we call service providers. Service providers are essentially intermediaries that work in the ecosystem, like lawyers, accountants, consultants, different agents who have an interest in investing or interest in recruiting or working with individuals who do the challenge. Now, we've seen some significant results come out of this. We do not facilitate this or promise any of this, but obviously being in front of the right audience is crucial, and that's what we do. In the audience, you will find several investors ranging from angel to small investment groups, all the way up to funds and even institutional funds. And the purpose they watch is to basically, is to scout and recruit for future investment. So here you go. You can consider your challenge essentially like a pitch deck. In many ways, we've been told that we've obsoleted pitch decks by investors being able to binge watch their future companies that they'd like to invest in. So there you go. Use your opportunity wisely. What if I don't qualify? If you don't qualify, what we always recommend is to keep tuned. Keep tuned is, in the sense, is keep watching the challenge until you meet the minimum requirements to qualify and then reapply. Of course, if you've been nominated and you're worried you may lose your nomination, but you just need to qualify to be enrolled, not a problem. We guarantee that if you've been nominated but don't qualify, you can stay in the system until you qualify. But it is important to qualify. The rules do change, and we notify people who have been nominated and in the process if there is a change that's about to happen to the qualifications. For more information about the qualifications, there are about 9 rules that have been set. You can go to the link below and learn a little bit more about them so that you're completely aware of what those qualifications are. Will we have fun on the challenge? Okay, so that's not a frequently asked question I get, but it's one that I wish I would be asked, because one of the goals that I have is about having fun. I believe you're not living life until you're having fun, and one of the things we like to do is have fun on this challenge, and we have so much fun doing this. The objective behind this process is obviously to get you growth, but we need to have fun along the way. So that would be the last question. For more questions, you're more than happy to put more of those questions in the comments. You can reach out to us in different ways via Instagram, YouTube, or through my website, and we'll be more than happy to answer the questions. If they haven't been answered here, our FAQs that exist on our website most likely will answer your question. Just to keep in mind that we do update those FAQs, so keep tuned. As we come to the end of this video, I encourage you to go to the next video. We're going to be looking at how to get started. So to get started, go to the next video. I'll see you there.